In this video, I'm going to show you exactly my system of how I got 45,000 followers in 50 days and turned that into consistent sales for my six-figure coaching business, all without sending hundreds of DMs, blowing cash on ads, or selling my soul to the algorithm. Stick around for 90 seconds and I'll show you exactly how I did it. Whether you're a creator, a coach, an agency owner, a course seller, trying to build out your personal brand, you're probably juggling content, client work, and a million other things that you can scale. Cold messaging strangers, spamming social media posts that barely get seen, hoping that somehow it's all going to come together and generate a load of book calls on your calendar. That is a broken, flawed system. And honestly, it sucks the joy out of what we do, which is create content and building a business. Here's the new way. It's called the content ecosystem, a complete harmonious system that leverages all of the strengths of your different types of content to create an engineered customer journey, one that builds a cult audience and attracts your ideal clients to you so that you're never chasing clients or trying to rely on the algorithm to bring you clients. I know this might sound like an audacious claim, consistent followers, consistent clients every single month, but trust me, this is a copy and paste step-by-step framework, and over the next few minutes I'm going to show you how to set up the exact inbound system that I'm using to consistently land high-paying clients. And you don't have to be Instagram famous or an ads expert. So before we start, close all other tabs, remove all distractions, throw your phone out the window, grab a paper and pen and lock the fuck in, because this video will quite literally change your entire business. Let's get straight into it. Now we've had that lovely intro, we're going to dive straight into it. And before we get into the actual system, everything from building out your offer, your content strategy, we're going to dive into exactly who this video is for, because it's not for everyone. It is for the go-getters, the people who are ready to actually take action and want to get some sick results. Coaches, agency owners, course sellers, creators. If you've got a little bit of momentum under your belt, you're uploading content consistently, you're earning between that sort of 3 to 5K plus a month mark, and you want to scale. Creators who are posting consistently, like I said, but they want to monetize and they want to get better monetization systems. The solopreneurs who are working 18 hours every single day. Trust me, I've been there. It's a horrible feeling, and you need to systemize, make your life a little bit easier. This is for you. And the niche expert who's got followers, they've got a bit of motion on social media, but they haven't got a solid offer in place. Maybe you're selling like a $27 ebook and you want to switch it up and you'll start charging higher ticket. This video is for you. So if you're in that sort of bracket, stick around. This video is going to be super, super valuable for you. On the other hand, this video is not for people who are complete beginners. If you have never posted a video in your life, if you have never made a single dollar on the internet, online, this probably isn't for you. I have things that are for you. If you check out the other videos on this channel, we have videos that show you how to start with content, how to start on social media, how to build out an offer. So I'd get started over there. I'm also going to leave some resources for everything in this video to help you get started in the description of this video, so you can go check that out as well. This video is not for the magic solution seekers either, the people who literally want a one-hit, watch a video that solves all their problems. If you implement everything in this video, you will generate an extra 5 figures per month. I can guarantee you that, but it takes work. You need to actually put the hours in, you need to put the work in to actually get there. The offline business that hates social media. If you're not embracing social media and embracing the idea of building a personal brand in 2025, I would be surprised if you're around in the next 5 years. If you're not building connections and building a presence on social media, online, you're not going to get to where you want to be. So, and if you're already at that 50K plus a month mark, there's going to be some value for you in this video, but it's more for people who are at that sort of 3 to 5K, all the way up to sort of 20K mark, who want to implement some more systems to make their regular income more regular. So now we know who this is for. What is the end goal of this video? Number one, we want to build a personal brand with a cult audience. What do I mean by a cult audience? I mean an audience of people who know exactly who you are, they know exactly what your offer is, and they see how you can help them, and they have that trust with you. We're going to go through how to position yourself as an authority, how to actually build trust with your audience and build a relationship with your audience to the point where they're ready to buy your products. We don't just want hundreds of thousands of followers who are 15 years old, have no money, and can never invest in your products. We want a cult audience who are ready to buy what you've got for sale at the drop of a hat. Number two, we want consistent, predictable client acquisition. Anywhere from 5 to 10 clients per month. Say you're charging 2 to 3K, that's how you hit the 20, 30, 40K months. This is what we want, consistent, predictable client acquisition. We don't want to be chasing leads. We don't want to be praying for our next fucking booked call. We want it to be predictable. We want it to be stress-free. That's what we're going to be working on in this video. I'm going to show you how to do that. Systemize processes to avoid stress, chaos, and burnout. If you're a creator, if you make content, you know how difficult it can be to be consistent with your content. So we want to avoid burnout. We want to systemize everything so that it's all efficient and you can focus on moving the needle forwards in your business. I'm going to show you the exact systemized processes that you can use and go ahead and implement them into your business. We also want to have you as a recognized position of authority within your niche. We're going to go over why this is so important in this video But if you are not seen as a trustworthy authority figure, you stand zero chance in any market. If you don't have trust between you and your audience, you will never ever sell them a thing, especially if it's high ticket. So we're gonna go through how to establish that authority factor through your content. Number 5, the classic, the big 3, financial, location, and time freedom. But another one I wanted to add on, because this is the more organic personal branding side of things, is the creative fulfillment. Some things that you don't get from other business models is the fact that you can go ahead and actually be creative with it. You can create the content you want, you can market in the way you want, as long as you kind of follow the steps I'm about to show you. So this is the dream goal. If this sounds like what you are after, stick around. This video is going to be ridiculously valuable for you. First up, a little bit about me. 6 years ago, I started freelancing. It might have even been longer than this, 8 years ago maybe. Videography, photography, I was doing everything from graphic design to fucking building websites. I was doing all sorts. And it took me a while to figure it out. And it was only back in 2023 that we started seeing our first 10K months. You can see the screenshots here. This was like our standard client retainer. We got sick results for our clients. You can see hundreds of thousands of views. This is for all of our clients over the past few years. Loads of followers, loads of saves, shares, likes, whatever you want. All these great metrics. But the problem that we were seeing is, although there were a few leads converting, coming in that they were able to sell to, followers and these vanity metrics do not result in money. Regardless of, these editors and content creators that will tell you, if you can build an audience, you can monetize it. That's not how it works. If you have 500,000 followers and no systems in place, if you don't have a good offer, a good product, you're not going to be able to sell to them. You might be able to sell them a $30 course, $100 course, but you're never going to make multi-5-figure months, 6-figure months. The thing that does convert into money is these 3 things. Complete niche authority. People see you as an authority figure. They see you as 5 steps ahead of them. People pay for access to people who are in a better, more leveraged position than them. Secondly, total audience trust. If someone sees a single chink in your armor or a flaw in your story, they are not going to buy from you, especially if it's high ticket. If they see that you have any reason to not trust them, you can have all the social proof in the world, but if you have one dodgy thing that they think, that's not very trustworthy, you lose their trust, you lose their purchase, their custom. So you need to have complete niche authority, complete audience trust, and systemized processes. If you're working in your business every day, working on the operations every single day, you are never going to be able to scale to those multi-5 figures, to those multi-6 figures. Everything needs to be systemized. As soon as I realized this, I formatted it into this client roadmap, and this is a very simplified version. This is one of the older versions, I think, but we literally will break down every single step for you. But in a nutshell, we've got 3 phases: build, grow, and scale. Once you implement all of these, you're going to be at least 10K per month as a creator business, have a cold audience, and have complete time and location freedom. That is what this roadmap does. So once we kind of figured this out, built out the roadmap, built out this new system, I started my personal brand. Back here, I was literally focusing on other people's personal brands, content marketing for other brands, and I literally thought a few years ago, why do I not have my own personal brand? So back in August, launched my personal brand. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. I'll leave the link in the description. We went from 0 to 50,000 followers in 45 days. So we know what we're doing with this organic content stuff. 7 million views in the past 4 months. And if you want to learn how to smash organic content, this is the place to do it. We've got loads of content and loads of assets for you to do that. Then we cracked the code. We were able to convert views and followers into actual money using authority, using organic content, using lead magnet funnels and all these different systems, building out a good offer. That's exactly what we're going to go through in this video. We were generating a lot of money. This is one of my clients in the middle, runs a trading coaching offer. In the last 6 months of us working together, back in September, we generated over £180,000 for him. So we know what we're doing with this system. 45K months for Rob. This is for CreatorX when in the first few months. This is one of the business accounts for CreatorX as well. So we know what we're doing. We are able to convert viewers into buyers with these systems and with these 3 core things. We're going to run through exactly how to establish these, how to set these up in this video. So do stick around. And the system, building out a content ecosystem, is the best way to do this in 2025. And I'm going to show you exactly why. The old way of social media marketing is what a lot of people are currently teaching online. And I'm going to show you exactly why it doesn't work. What people will often do is they'll do something like run ads to a landing page with a VSL on it, and then they'll get you to book a call from there. And then from there, you'll try and convert. The problem, there's limited touch points. So people are literally seeing an ad, seeing a landing page, and then booking a call. They have no idea who you are. They have no idea really what the offer is. And they have no idea your social proof, your story, you as a creator. So there's very limited touch points. And as a result, the trust isn't there, the authority isn't there from you, and you're going to have a very low conversion rate. You're You're twerking for the algorithm. The way that a lot of people do organic content is they literally hope to go viral in an attempt to get more viewers. You just end up with a load of NPCs as your followers. It doesn't work. It's stupid. If you're signing up for a content agency or a social media agency who's literally trying to get you to go viral, they are wasting your money and they are wasting your time. That is not what you want. And then their other approach would be, right, we've got all these new followers in, we've gained 100,000 followers, let's just cold DM all of them and hope some of them convert. I'm not going to say you're not going to get any business from that. You will get business from that, but it's draining, it's unpredictable, there's no sort of measurable metrics. You're literally relying on the algorithm to run your business, and you're going to get burnt out as a creator. You're never going to see any real consistent income from this method. The ecosystem. This is what we've come up with now. I've been talking about this for about 6 months now. Now I've seen other people in this space start to talk about the content ecosystem and start to talk about this fully tailored organic journey. So from that first reel or that first ad you see, or your potential prospect sees, they are guided from point A, that first touch point, all the way through to point B, booking a call. Between those 2 points, they are being nurtured, educated, pre-sold on your product, so that when they get to that sales call, they know exactly if it's for them, they know exactly that they want to invest, they know who you are, you're seen as that authority, and they're ready to just pay. It's completely algorithm free. We're not relying on the algorithm. If we don't have a viral reel, we can still make 6 figures. Targeted viewers only. We're only appealing to our target market. Okay, I'm going to show you how to identify your target market in a second. We're only targeting a specific group of people that we know want to buy our product. What's the point in marketing to a massive pool of people if you only want to sell to a small group of people? That's why this organic twerking for the algorithm just doesn't work. And then we have a direct system to snipe ideal prospects. And we're going to run through exactly how this kind of works now. The core idea with the content ecosystem is that instead of just having a load of different random things going on within your organic marketing, I see a lot of people, they're running YouTube, they got a YouTube channel, and then they got Instagram, and then they got like an email list, and it's all separate, it's all disjointed. The idea with the content ecosystem is that every single piece of content, whether it's a reel, a story, a YouTube video, they all are working in perfect harmony. They all complement each other. And the idea with the content ecosystem is that every piece of content is a touch point, and they all complement one another. They take your audience from a casual viewer to a paying client. I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up in this video. Do not skip ahead, because you need to understand all this stuff. And the core 4 things that we want to understand with the content ecosystem is it's going to A, build trust effortlessly. By having multiple touch points engineered into this customer journey, we're going to do the classic, the big 3. If you're a coach or an agency owner, you know that people need to know, like, and trust you. We want leads to come to us. Like I said before, we don't want to be chasing leads. That's not what we want to do. That's not how a business runs. If you don't have leads coming to you as a result of your content or your marketing, you are chasing instead of them seeking you. You're not building that demand. You're not building that authority to the point where people come to you. You need to feel authentic at the same time. You don't want to be spamming people with DMs. You don't want to be begging people for attention and cheap tactics. You want to be seen as in control and as a position of authority. This is what we're going to establish with our content ecosystem. And also you need to be omnipresent. Like I said, all these different touch points across all these different platforms. Omnipresence, you're coming at your audience from every single angle. They can't scroll TikTok without seeing you. They can't scroll Instagram without seeing you. You're everywhere. You're in their inbox. You're in their text. You're everywhere. Sharing insight, staying top of mind. This is so important for momentum, building connection. Staying top of mind, you need to have momentum with your personal brand and with your organic content. And this is a unique system. You're not going to get this system. A lot of people are teaching this sort of thing, but they're focusing on one element of it. This is a cohesive system. Every element of the system complements the other. And it's tried. We've tried it with the content agency with CaptureX back in the day. We've tested it. We've iterated on it over the years. Got some sick results, sick views, both organically and monetarily. We've got sick results, and now I've refined it into this new ecosystem and this 9-step roadmap, which we're about to run through. And it doesn't matter whether you're at 2K followers, 20K followers, or 200,000 followers. This system is algorithm free. So you're not going to find another system that implements short form, ads, YouTube, emails, lead magnets into one cohesive strategy. This is the only strategy you need for social media and content. And the things we're aiming to do: attract quality leads, obviously. Turn those leads into high value customers. Nurture them effectively and escape that hamster wheel so we can systemize and actually have a business. If you're working every single day, 18 hours on your business, you don't have a business. You have a full-time job. And it's worse than having a 9-to-5. So we want to escape that hamster wheel. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. CreatorX ecosystem, the full 2025 step-by-step breakdown. This is the 9-step framework to building and marketing your high-ticket offer. So what we don't want to be doing is giving out loads of freebies all the time. We don't want to be begging people for attention, giving them our lead magnets constantly. We don't want to be building out complex funnels, and we want to have it in easy stages. We want to know predictably where our traffic's coming from, where our leads are coming from, so that we can actually track this stuff. If you don't track the data, how are you ever going to see results? How are you ever going to know where to optimize? So the key things we want to do: position ourselves as an authority through our content across platforms. Define your client transformation so your client knows exactly what you can do for them and how you can help them. And have an ultra clear roadmap for client success. So in our offer section, we're going to be building out something like this. This is our 9-step roadmap. But first up, I've obviously talked about the idea of high ticket, whether it's coaching or agencies or whatever it is you do. Why high ticket? And it might seem a little bit backwards to start with high ticket. If you are just starting out on social media, you might think I'll start with something cheap. I'll start with a $50 course. Then I'll work my way up to a $500 course, maybe $1,000, and then I might start an agency. That was my thinking when I first started. But let me tell you why that's backwards. It is dishonest of you to sell a $500 course if you have no results and you have no proof that that system works. The best way to show that a system works is by working closely with one person, one-to-one, to ensure that they get the results. And that is why high ticket coaching or agency work, done for you agency work, is the best way to get a validated offer, to get testimonials, and to get clients in the door. Plus, not to mention, if you're trying to sell a $27 ebook, $50 school community, or a $300 course, you need high volume, which means you need to rely on the algorithm, or you need to dump a load of money into ads. No one wants to do that to start with. It's not beginner friendly. So instead, we don't have to rely on the algorithm. We need low volume for high ticket. We could sell 4 high ticket $3,000 programs and be hitting those 12K months consistently. Whereas with this, we need to rely on volume. It's not a beginner friendly way to do it. This is. You're not chasing thousands of low value sales. Instead, we're serving fewer, more committed clients at a premium rate. If someone spends 3K on an agency service with you, they're going to be committed to the process. You're going to get better results. If someone spends $30 on an ebook, that's not going to get results because they don't really give a fuck about $27. It's better for them because they get better support, and it's better for you because you finally have the revenue you need, you finally have the time and clients that you need to actually deliver life-changing results. First up, we're going to go into offer alchemy, first step of the roadmap. And this is where we're going to build out our offer and identify the core problem that we solve. And this is a very simplified version. Within CreatorX, we go into it in bulletproof detail. I'm also going to be releasing YouTube content on this. So if you haven't, make sure to subscribe because we're going to be releasing a bunch of content over the next 100 days. I'm doing a 100-day series over on my Instagram, which breaks everything down as well. Tells a bit more about me and my story. So go over that and follow if you haven't. So first up, we're going to be selecting our niche. This shouldn't take long at all. If you already have an offer in place, you already know what you're doing, I'd still recommend you watch this section because it has some value in it. But if not, you can go ahead and skip to the next section. Timestamps are on the timeline. When we're selecting our niche, we're identifying a clear, unique market segment that we're going to go ahead and enter. And when we identify a specific market segment, it makes it a lot easier to position yourself as the authority within that market segment. How do we do this? The Ikigai framework. The Ikigai framework consists of 4 things. This is an ancient Japanese concept. You've probably heard about it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. It's everywhere. The cross section, this little section is your Ikigai. It's a cross section of things you're at, things you love, things you can be paid for, and things the world needs. If you can find the cross section of those 4 things, you have your Ikigai, you have the foundation for your niche and the kind of market segment which you should be operating within. Let's say, for example, I love making social media content. I'm really good at editing. The world needs social media content and I can be paid for that. I can be paid for creating social media content. From there, you can identify the market demand. Is there an actual need for this service? If you're trying to sell life insurance to 12-year-old kids, there's no market demand for that. There's no people that actually want that product. Profit potential. Are there actually buyers? Is there someone that is willing to pay a high ticket for that services? How can you differentiate yourself from the rest of the market? If you have market demand, it probably means there's a lot of other people doing it. How can you differentiate yourself with either your content or your offer? These are the 3 things we need to focus on once we've got our niche. Again, there's going to be worksheets below this video, so you can go ahead and fill them out, figure out your Ikigai. From there, once we've got our niche, we need to go ahead and identify our ICP. Who is the person or business who's going to benefit the most from our offer, consistently pay our desired high ticket price, so they've got disposable income, and they're actually a pleasure to work with, and we actually want to work with them. So you have to remember, if you're working with people that you don't like, I see a lot of people who go into this agency space or coaching space and they say, oh, I'm going to enter the real estate niche because they all have money. Fair enough. If you are passionate and you enjoy that niche and what you do, great, go ahead and do it. If you're going to be editing content for real estate agents and you fucking hate it, it's not going to work out. Okay, so you have to enjoy the people you work with as well. And the way that we can kind of identify our target market is with these classics. You've probably seen them before. What kind of age are they? What's their income bracket? Where are they based? Psychographics, what are their beliefs? I know a guy who was on a coaching program with me. He does a religion-based offer. His ICP is literally targeted at people who are wanting to learn more about religion. They have their values, aspirations, pain points, motivations, buying habits, preferred communication channels, urgency levels. And if it's a B2B business, think about company size, industry, revenue, who are the decision makers in that business. There's a few things that you can do to kind of identify that target avatar. And why does it matter? Why do we need a target avatar? Why do we need to know exactly who we're marketing to? When we're making content and when we're making ads, YouTube videos, whatever it is, if we're marketing to everybody, we're marketing to nobody. If your marketing doesn't resonate perfectly with your ICP, with your target avatar, it's not going to have any effect on anyone. The more specific you can make it to a specific type of person, a specific type of avatar, the better. There's a reason why this video is specifically for agency owners and coaches who are creating content and they have a little bit of momentum but they don't know how to monetize, or they're monetizing a little bit and they want to scale and they want to systemize. It's a very specific type of person. It's a very specific market. That's why this video is specifically for you if you're still watching. It also allows you to laser focus your qualification process. If I hop in the DMs with someone and they aren't my specific target avatar, I can redirect them to a piece of content which is going to help them to get to that point. So it helps us to qualify prospects, which means that our close rate is going to be much higher and we're going to waste less time. Again, optimizing our processes. It's going to guide our offer creation as well. If we know exactly who we're marketing to and who we're building out our offer for and what problems they have, we're going to be able to build a sick offer which helps them specifically to get the result they need to. That's why it matters. So once we've got our ICP and our niche selected, we can go ahead and identify our core problem. Pinpoint the single biggest challenge your audience faces and build an offer around solving it in a comprehensive way. It sounds easy enough. And this is how we're going to format it. Complete example here. I help fitness coaches to get 40 plus booked calls a week in the next 90 days. No ads, no organic content, so you can scale to 100K plus months and experience true time freedom. Target avatar, fitness coaches, specific outcome. We want it to be specific, measurable, and time bound. 40 plus, that's the number. Booked calls a week, that's what we're trying to achieve for them within the next 90 days. Okay, so it's time bound, you can see it, it's more tangible. The result is more tangible. No ads, no organic content. We're removing the friction, we're removing the pain points. I'm going to leave a structure for a headline like this below this video so you can go ahead and create one for yourself. So you can scale to 100K plus months and experience true time freedom. Dream end results, so they can picture it. 100K plus months, true time freedom. That's just an example. Once you've got that, we've got the basis for our offer. And this is what we need. So we can go ahead and move to step 2. Client roadmap. And the client roadmap is going to be your foundation for your entire marketing and sales system. If we have our client roadmap, we can extrapolate content, we can extrapolate ads, we can extrapolate YouTube ideas. We can go ahead and do everything once we have this client roadmap in place. Firstly, what we need to do is outline the beginning state. For example, for you guys, like I said before, inconsistent income, messy branding, you haven't got systems in place. Identify your ICP's specific starting state and then their dream end state. Predictable revenue, consistent content systems, dream clients, consistent lead flow, lots of book calls, whatever it's going to be. Then we simply will make that crystal clear client roadmap for them. This is point A, this is point B. What do they need to do to get from point A to point B? Build an offer, build the product, build out their personal brand, establish themselves on social media, have funnels to help to convert them into leads, onboard, learn sales, and scale from there. Okay, that is the system. If you follow all of these steps, you will get to that dream result. So what you want to do is go ahead and build out a roadmap, gets people from point A to point B. I'm going to release a video which goes a bit more in depth on this in the coming weeks, so make sure you subscribe. But it's a very simple concept, and once you have it, you literally have the foundations for sales calls, for marketing, for everything. It makes life a lot easier. Once we've got our roadmap and we know exactly how we're helping clients get from point A to point B, onboarding. You take someone's money, what's next? It can be as simple as a welcome email and a short call. Clients feel supported from day one. They feel like they know what they're doing and they know where the offer's going to go. Deliverables. How are you going to deliver value? If you're an agency, is it done for you? If it's a coaching program done with you, do you need to give them modules? Do you need to give them access to your Calendly so they can book in one-to-one calls? What do you need to do? What are the deliverables for this step-by-step roadmap? Do they need homework sheets? Do they need modules? What do they need? Keeping clients accountable. And then tracking sheets. This is something that I struggled with at the start. but tracking client results and tracking client progress is the secret to getting good client results. And as a result, getting good testimonials for your marketing. Helps you to stay accountable, helps your clients to stay accountable, and they are going to get better results as a result of tracking. Something, like I said, like a Google Sheets or something is simple enough. Once we have a product in place, and again, this is very simple, very flyover, but once we know the problem we're solving and we know how we're going to solve it, again, I'm going to be making another video on this in the future to help you get a bit more of an idea of how to do this. Then we can move on to the marketing systems. And this is a very sort of top-down view of the content ecosystem and the actual kind of system we're going to use for our content. We've got our top of funnel. And this is the first sort of touch points that people are going to be introduced to our content ecosystem or our personal brand. Paid traffic. We are paying through Facebook ads, Meta ads, to gain new qualified followers into our ecosystem. Okay, so we're essentially paying for followers, making sure that they're the right type of person. We're paying for our ICP to follow our Instagram profile. We're creating organic content to get more of our ICP following our Instagram profile. Okay, this is our top of funnel. We're getting new eyeballs on our Instagram profile. Once we've got them, we can go ahead and nurture them. And the beauty with the middle of funnel is that we have all these different touch points. We have loads and loads of different touch points. And the more that you can be in front of your target avatar, giving them value, building that relationship, establishing yourself as an authority, the better. We can do this through stories. We can upload stories every single day. They're going to be seeing them on their Instagram. They can see short form content on their Instagram, TikTok, DMs. You can have conversations with these people, create that personal touch. YouTube channel. Once they're over on YouTube, they're going to be seeing you everywhere on their YouTube channel, YouTube Shorts. Lead magnets. You're giving them actual resources to help them to achieve their goals. You're supporting them through your content. You're telling your story. You're building a connection with them. Emails as well. We're coming at them directly into their inbox as well. So we've got all these different touch points that are going to help us to actually build a connection, stay top of mind, and be an authority figure in these people's lives. And then the final boss, YouTube video. So this YouTube VSL is unlike any other sort of piece of content you're going to be making. This is essentially the final boss for your content ecosystem. Before anyone hops on a call with you, before anyone buys any of your products, they need to have watched this YouTube VSL. And funnily enough, it's going to be a video just like this, where I'm breaking down exactly who the offer's for, exactly what the offer is, exactly how I've got there in the past. You're qualifying, you're pre-selling, and you're explaining your offer to your target avatar with this YouTube VSL. I'm explaining exactly how to structure that and how to post that later in this video. So do not skip. You have to understand all of these steps. This is the idea. This is the overview. I want as many touch points as possible. Then they watch this and then they can convert. And there's going to be a few different points at which we try and book calls and stuff throughout this system. That's a brief overview. So let's start at the top. Let's start at our top of funnel and getting viewers into our ecosystem. Paid traffic. These are going to be targeted ad campaigns. Don't need to spend loads on these, so it's very beginner friendly. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this. You can literally start at $10, $20 a day. Targeted ad campaigns designed to amplify your funnel, sending cold traffic, so new viewers, to a lead magnet or a low ticket offer, or just to follow your page. We're introducing people into our content ecosystem, getting them watching our content. Again, that's the most valuable thing that we can do. So the old way to run paid ads is, like I said, you're running ads, creators are dumping a load of money into ads, paying like $50, $60 per booked call, running them to a landing page with a VSL on it. People barely fucking watch VSLs anymore because they feel like they're being sold to straight away on a sales page, and then they're booking a call, and then they're going onto the call and they're hoping to close them there. The problem with this, if you have an expensive product, you're trying to sell an expensive product to a complete stranger. As a result, you're gonna have low conversions. If they have no idea about your results, about you as a person, they don't feel connected to you as a person, they're not going to buy from you as often. You will still get some results, but you're not going to get them as much. Whereas my quickest converting clients have been the ones who have been watching my content for a long time. They know who I am. They know that I know what I'm talking about, and they're confident I can get results. That's the people that pay straight away. That's the people who have the least questions. These are the kind of clients you want. They're going to be driven. They're going to be the ones that actually want to join your program and get results. Which brings me on to the new approach. We're running ads to a lead magnet, straight to your profile, or to an entry-level product. I talked about the low-ticket funnel. We are going to go over that in another video. An entry-level product that offsets ad spend, we'll go through that. But the idea is we're running ads to get people into our ecosystem. We can then run ads to retarget those people. So if we run an ad to a YouTube video, we know they've watched that YouTube video, we can then run an ad to them after telling them to watch another one, or look at our lead magnets or something like that, or then book a call. So we're re-engaging with people who have watched our content with retargeting ads. The beauty with paid traffic is that you can track the cost per followers, cost per acquisition, and then you know where you need to tweak. You know if you need to tweak the ad creatives, you know if you need to you need to change your middle of funnel content, or if you need to change anything else. We're gonna be able to track that with this section. And what it's going to do is going to allow consistent exposure to fresh prospects into your content ecosystem. And what this means is that we're not relying on the algorithm. We're not relying on viral content to bring new people in. We have a bulletproof system of bringing in our ideal target avatar into our content ecosystem on a consistent basis. We know that if we put X amount of money in, we're going to get X amount of followers, qualified and ready to go. The 3 styles of ads that I tend to use and tend to run, we've actually got a new batch of ads coming out. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see some of them. DM ads. They push people to content assets. So for example, I run an ad, get them to swipe up and send me a word. When they send me the word, I send them a link to my YouTube video, or I send them a link to a lead magnet, or I send them a link to a Google Doc. Giving them assets, giving away a free lead magnet that solves a specific problem. We're chipping away at that 7-hour rule. I'm going to go over the 7-hour rule in a second. Secondly, we've got simple profile visit ads, getting qualified followers into your ecosystem. And thirdly, we've got social proof ads as well. Again, showing off results. These are just some of the results we've had recently. Hopped in the program, like 4 days later, he signed his first high-ticket client. Some payouts for CreatorX. Again, client results. Showing off social proof so that people know that you know what you're talking about and they can get in on the action. If they see social proof, they want to follow, they want to check out your content and learn how you do it. Again, establishing yourself as an authority, building trust straight off the bat. That's one way of doing it. Paying for new eyeballs. Oftentimes, organic content is going to be the first touch point when someone kind of first encounters you and your brand. So we want to establish authority, we want to give away value, and we want to redirect traffic. Some of my favorite formats, talking head content. If you follow my Instagram, you see that I do quite a lot of this. Literally, just me talking to camera about a specific topic. Carousels, these have been blowing up for me recently, especially video carousels. Green screen content, images, motivational. Motivational content is really underrated. A lot of people think that, I'm not talking about like Andrew Tate reels or, Andrew Tate voiceovers. That's a load of BS. That's not going to get you any clients. What will get you clients is motivating people to actually take action. Something that not a lot of people consider in the coaching and agency space is paradigm shifts. You need to change your audience's mind on a certain topic. For example, if one of you guys watching this video is earning 4K a month with your agency, with your coaching offer, whatever it is, and you don't even believe, you can't even fathom in your head that you could get to 30, 40, 50K a month. I might post a piece of content which shows a client result going from 40 to 50K a month. If you see that, you're going to have complete confidence that you can do it as well. So motivational, I'm not talking about motivational voiceover like alpha, sigma male videos. No, I'm talking about paradigm shifts. I'm talking about changing people's perceptions on certain topics. And these are some core things you want to include in your content. Obviously, hook, pique people's curiosity. If people don't watch the first 5 seconds of your video, they're not going to watch the other 2 minutes or the other 1 minute. Now, storytelling is an essential thing for your short form content now. It increases retention, so it's going to get, there's a little thumbs up there. It increases retention, it gets people to watch your video all the way through because they want to understand the climax of the story. It also builds a connection. People care about you, they care about your journey, they care about your story. It evokes emotion, it makes people actually want to get involved in you and your brand. Developing that understanding and that relationship with your viewers, which is invaluable. Call to actions. Prompts to DM you, check your profile links, watch your YouTube video, and consume your lead magnet. Redirecting organic traffic. This is so important. What we don't want to do in our content is say, sign up for my $3,000 coaching program. Never do that. Never try and sell in your content. There's going to be a few different touch points where we are trying to directly get people to book calls, but your content is not one of them. Do not sell in your content. Never sell in your content. And finally, value bombs. Unique ideas packed in an actionable way. Now, it's all fun and games to say, you should do this with your lead magnets. You should do this to create an offer. You should do this to create organic content. You need a unique idea. You can't just regurgitate what other people are saying online and palm it off as your own. You need to package your unique ideas in a unique way, in a unique system. And you need to present it in an actionable way. And you can provide assets to help them to achieve it. For example, if I'm doing a short form piece of content about how to design the perfect hook for your content, I'm going to tell them, break it down step by step, and then say comment for a cheat sheet to help you to do it. So I'm helping them to implement it as well. I might even record a Loom video showing them how to fill out the sheet. Literally give them everything they need to achieve the result that they want to achieve. And if you can help them to get these quick wins and help them to actually learn things and implement them into their businesses, when they get to a good point where they need help and they need coaching or they need an agency to hop on board, who do you think they're going to come to? They're going to come to you because you've helped them to get those quick wins so far. So think of your short form as a front door. We're funneling an ongoing stream of engaged viewers to your more in-depth resources, like lead magnets, like your YouTube VSL. But what we're not doing is selling. We're not selling it in our short form content. Next up, we've got our Instagram profile. First impressions on social media are everything. If someone comes onto your profile and you've got no profile picture, you've got a rubbish bio, highlights of you partying in like wherever you're from, Scunthorpe, whatever, it's not going to happen. Scattered profile, inconsistent messaging will spook potential clients before they even hear what your pitch is. A well-optimized personal brand draws people in and builds instant credibility. And there are three major elements to your Instagram profile that you need to optimize: your pinned posts, your bio, and your visual identity. This is something that a lot of people kind of skip over as well. Pinned posts, the three posts you want to make: a transformation post, showing how your system can get people from point A, where they are now, to point B, their dream result. This can be your transformation, your personal transformation. This can be client transformations. Client transformations hold more weight because you're showing that you can implement this system for other people, not just yourself. Secondly, your story. Build that connection. Show people your journey. People might relate to your journey, which might be the turning point for them to pick you over the next coach. Show where you started. Show where you are now. Show how you got there. Social proof. Show results. Show money. Show fitness journey. And these three posts are going to answer these questions. Who are you? Okay, your story. Who are you? What do you do? Transformation. Shows what you do. Can you help me? Yes, I've helped loads of other people. Showing social proof. Cool. Secondly, bio. We're essentially doing a very similar thing here with the bio. It's the first piece of information they're going to see about you and your brand, so we need to make it stand out. Now, a lot of people will just put, I help agency owners to get more leads, or I help coaches to make more money. Okay, it's played out. No one wants to see that. No one, like, it's literally like, it's just going to blank in people's heads. It's going to be like a blur in people's heads. You want a unique opening line, something that appeals to your target avatar and makes sense to them. So, for example, my first one, full-time contentpreneur. For someone in the fitness space or someone in the manufacturing space or the clothing brand space, that might not make too much sense to them. Whereas for someone in the coaching space, content creation space, agency space, that makes sense. That resonates. Summary of a transformation. Creating full-time content creators. I actually don't think this is mine right now. Let me check. Yeah, so mine is full-time contentpreneur, building six-figure personal brands in 90 days, DM system if you want to scale. We've got the call to action here. We've got the link to my YouTube video right here. I'm actually going to change it to this YouTube video when it's live. Call to action, link to YouTube VSL. Very simple structure. There's an example there. And this is instantly answering, what's in it for me? What can you do for me? It's giving a bit of social proof, showing exactly what you do, and you instantly know whether this profile is for me. Earn their follow with this. Earn their follow. And visual consistency. This just adds an extra element of authority, of consistency, and makes you seem like an actual premium brand. So branding, things like your visuals, fonts, color schemes, etc. If you go onto a profile and it has consistency, it's going to make you seem a lot more impressive. Profile picture, don't overcomplicate this. Just make it look professional to a degree. Don't have it as your favorite anime character or just blank or, some bullshit. Viewers quickly see you as an authority, primed to explore more of your content and more of your offers. If you nail the profile with these first foundations, people are going to stick around and encounter the rest of your content. Okay, so you need to master this. If you scare them off at this point, they're never going to experience the rest of your content ecosystem. This is like the first test. So next up, someone's followed your Instagram. You've got your offer in place. Someone's just followed your Instagram from your ads or from some of your content. From there, they're following you. They're following you on Instagram. What does that mean? That means they're going to see your stories, they're going to see your short form content, and as a result of your short form content in your stories, you can send them to your lead magnets. And the idea here is, like I said, I keep saying, we're maximizing touch points. We want people to be seeing us all the time. We want to be posting content every single day. We want to be posting stories every single day. We want to be top of mind. We want them to be seeing us. We want them to open conversations in the DMs by asking for our lead magnets. So, for example, stories. You can do a few different things. Behind the scenes, show your day to day. If you're going on a dog walk, show the dog walk. If you're going to the gym, reading a book, show that. It's going to help you to build that personal relationship. It's going to help people to trust you a bit more, relate to you a little bit more. If you're reading a specific book and one of your viewers is reading a similar one, that gives you brownie points. That helps to build up that kind of relationship between you and them. very subconsciously. Engagement, sticker polls, Q&As, interact with your audience through engagement. It's another touch point, it's another interaction. And call to actions. We don't want to be too frequent with this, but this is somewhere that we can open conversations and book calls. Call to action. So once a fortnight, once every 14 days, I like to put up a story that says open spots for Creator X. If you want to hop on, comment the word, like swipe up and give the word creator. From there, you can chat with them, get them booked in for a call. This is a great way to extract qualified, nurtured traffic from your Instagram profile to book a call. Do not spam this. Otherwise, it makes you seem desperate. It makes you seem like your business is failing. So do not spam call to action. I'm going to go over, I'll probably do a whole video on stories because there's a lot you can do with them. Secondly, once we kind of do it, we're doing stories, we're giving those call to actions every now and then. Lead magnets. What are lead magnets? A lot of people fucking mess this up. Lead magnets are high value freebies that solve a specific problem in return for lead information. What a lot of people will do is they'll think, oh, I'll make a really good lead magnet. I'll make like a 60-page ebook. When was the last time anyone read a 60-page ebook? Never. They don't do it. So what we want to do is make like a PDF, which is like 3 pages long, which tells you exactly how to close a sales call, or exactly how to edit a specific type of video, or exactly how to build an offer, use it, or exactly how to fill out the Ikigai framework. Small problems that are solved very quickly. Again, we're getting quick wins. We want quick wins. If someone's scrolling social media and then you try and make them read a 4-hour fucking ebook, they're not going to do it. Whereas if you say, I can fix your sales problem in 30 seconds or in 5 minutes, do you want this ebook? And they read it, yes. That's what we want. Quick wins and collect lead information in return. Focus solution. Tackle one urgent pain point that your audience desperately wants fixed in return for a quick win. Seamlessly link your magnets with your short form and long form content. For example, if I'm making a reel about short form content, I might give away my hooks cheat sheet. If I'm making a reel about DM setting, I might give away my DM setting conversational workflow as a lead magnet. Make it relevant to the content, make it relevant to the stories, make it seamless. It's smooth integration, automated follow-up. We want to collect emails with something like Go High Level. I do mine with Go High Level. You can also do it with ManyChat. And from ManyChat, you can go ahead and put emails straight onto your kit list or your convert kit list, all right? And then you can go ahead and send them emails. Okay, you can set up an email sequence. Again, I'm going to do a video showing you exactly how to set this up. In CreatorX, we have all the assets ready that you can literally copy and paste and set up all of these things. Send them emails, nurture them from a different angle, nurture them from their email. Or you can go ahead and set up a DM sequence in ManyChat that helps to nurture them further, maybe sends them after they've consumed like your ebook, it sends them over to your YouTube, or it sends them over to your email or something like that. Again, distributing traffic, preparing them for your higher ticket offer. Key things we want to do with our stories, our short form, and our lead magnets. Maximize touch points, open conversations. That's what we want to do here with the lead magnets. When we get into their DMs with a lead magnet, we have an opportunity to open a conversation. Distributing assets, giving out lead magnets, giving out YouTube videos, emails, etc., and redirecting traffic. We don't want people to just be on our Instagram. We want them to be on email. We want them to be seeing our lead magnets. We want to be everywhere, like I said. We want them to be on our YouTube, so we're redirecting people to different platforms as well. And we are not selling on the first touch point. Someone watches a 30-second reel, and then you try to pitch them in their DMs, they're not going to buy. We're not selling on the first touch point. Now we've kind of gone over the utility of short form very briefly, and how you can kind of redirect traffic to email lists and use stories to your advantage. I want to go on to YouTube. If you've gotten all the way through this video, we're on about 52 minutes now. This video is, this section is the most important. YouTube is its own funnel, what you've got to understand. If we get people from our Instagram over to our YouTube and watch one video, they are hooked in our algorithm. They are going to be watching every single video we put out because it's going to appear on their For You page. If they subscribe to us on YouTube, the algorithm is going to push our videos to them consistently. When we get people hooked on our long form content, they're going to be spending more time with us. They're going to be building more trust with us. We're going to be providing them more value. We're going to be seeing them more often. And as a result, it's going to play into our favor. And this little diagram here is how YouTube's going to work. Earlier, I mentioned the YouTube VSL. This is our core final boss video, exactly like this one is. I'm explaining all of my offer. I'm explaining exactly who it's for. That is this video. Then, when we post any other videos, for example, if I post a video that's specifically about emails or a video that's specifically about building an offer, I can redirect the traffic from that video to this video. Building more touch points, building more time spent with them and redirecting traffic down to this YouTube VSL where we can book calls from this VSL in the landing page underneath. The idea with the YouTube VSL, this video, is to pre-sell, pre-educate, and pre-qualify my viewers. Make them understand who you are, make them understand what your offer is in complete transparency. The old way, like I said before, is running ads to a normal VSL, a landing page, and then booking a call from there. People don't watch VSLs anymore on landing pages. They don't. Unless you do something really special, they're not going to watch your VSL. And then YouTube is completely separate. YouTube is just a completely separate thing. They'll do running ads and then they'll run a YouTube video as well and hope that YouTube somehow books calls or have a different funnel there. Instead, we're combining the two. Ecosystem, we're running ads to our ecosystem. We're making organic content to attract new eyeballs. We're then qualifying them and giving them loads of value with our lead magnets and our stories. We're pushing them to our YouTube channel. Many touch points as possible. This is going to describe exactly everything they need to know. And then after we've explained in a video like this exactly what we can do and how we can help them, then we have a landing page. Then we introduce a sales element. We're not trying to pitch them and then get them to sell. If someone's watching a YouTube video, they're not in a sales mindset. They're in an organic content. They're in a binging mindset. You watch a video like this and you think, fucking hell, this is really valuable. How do I get involved? And then you have a sales element afterwards. That's when people convert. They're not going to convert. Well, if you're trying to pitch them on a sales page. Again, 7-11-4, I briefly touched on this earlier, but this is just going back on the idea that we want to maximize touch points. If someone spends 7 hours with you, this is a rule that Google came up with. It is their marketing team from Google. 7 hours across 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. This is why we are introducing email and YouTube and lead magnets and Instagram. 4 different platforms, 11 touch points in 7 hours. If someone spends this amount of time with you across these different touch points, they are so much more likely to close on a call. This is why we want to bring people over to YouTube, because we can chip away at that 7 hours much easier with long form content as opposed to short form. Hope that makes sense. So the structure for this YouTube VSL, very similar to this video. At the start, hooked you in with that sort of opening section where I was just yapping to the camera. Qualifying. Told you exactly who the video is for and who it's not for. Then I went into my story, told you about the content ecosystem, my unique mechanism. Now I'm running through the pillars. I've been dotting in social proof, showing you results. I've got loads more social proof at the end and the call to action. Little hint as to what's coming up. All right. Consistent YouTube strategy. Obviously, once we've posted our YouTube VSL, we don't want to stop there. We want to be consistent with our YouTube. Like I said, it's a funnel. We want to consistently post these YouTube videos so we can push more traffic to here. And how do we get those ideas for those YouTube videos? You guessed it, our roadmap. We've made this. We know exactly where to extrapolate ideas from for all of our content, all of our sales, all of our marketing. We need an ad idea or a lead magnet idea. Do one of these. Paid traffic cheat sheet. We'll run an ad to a paid traffic cheat sheet, and then we'll redirect them to a paid traffic YouTube video, which redirects them to our YouTube VSL. This way, we can literally appeal to all these different markets and all these different pain points and redirect them to our core final boss YouTube video, which is going to close for them. That's a lot that I've just kind of yapped through, but I hope this is making sense to you guys, because this system is the most powerful system that I've ever encountered in this 8 years that I've been doing this. It all comes together. Now, once we've nailed our sort of middle of funnel, our content, we need to actually convert people who are nurtured into buyers. Now, we can do it in a couple of ways. We can do the call to actions from the stories. We can do call to actions on our emails. It's a very popular one. We can do the call to action in our YouTube VSL. Or we can open conversations. If someone's consumed a lead magnet from you or they've replied to one of your stories, you can open a conversation there. People are showing you their interest. DMs are a gold mine. It helps you to avoid time wasters. You can pre-qualify them to a degree in the DMs, either yourself or an appointment setter, and then you can get them to hop on a call with you. I'm not quite sure why this is doing this, but whatever. KPIs. This is very important for DM setting. Opening conversations via Instagram is a very unstructured thing. What you need, either if you're working on your own as a business owner or if you have an appointment setter on board, you need to establish KPIs. In Creatorpreneur, we help you to set them up, sit with you and your DM setter and show you kind of how to do this. And you need a conversational framework. And when I talk about conversational frameworks, this is a very complex topic. I'm very briefly glazing over it, but conversational framework ensures that you understand everything you need to prior to the call. You understand if the prospect is qualified, they know who you are, what you're doing. If you get someone message you and say, hi mate, how do I start going to the gym? Or hi mate, how do I start making content? You know that they're not going to be qualified for your offer. So you can go ahead and qualify them using a conversational framework whilst maintaining authority. I can't make you understand enough. If you go into the DMs and hit them with 20 emojis and a laughing emoji and a exclamation marks every 5 seconds, no one's going to take you seriously. You need to maintain an air of authority in the way you speak. You don't want to be reacting to people's results too well. If someone tells you they're making 400 grand a month, you don't go, wow, that's really cool, mate. You go, yeah, maybe not 400 grand a month, but you don't want to seem impressed by the results. You want to maintain that air of authority. You're a few steps ahead, all right? Cool. And then sales. Now, a lot of coaches, creators, and agency owners kind of struggle when it gets to this point because you're a coach. You're not a salesman. If you're a coach and you do, swimming or, gym or whatever it is, you aren't experienced in sales. So we have a very simple framework that you can use without feeling pushy and staying confident. And the thing is, if you do your middle of funnel, your YouTube and all your middle of funnel content correctly, people are going to come to the call confident they want to join anyway. If you do the qualification process correctly, everyone that shows up for a call is going to be the right type of prospect. They're going to be ready to go. So this sales call, this sales process isn't even really a sales process. It's just confirming what they already know and getting them to give you the money and onboarding them. So this is roughly the sales process I use. I'm not going to go into it too much. I'm going to leave a little sheet below this that you can go ahead and kind of research for yourself. But I'm going to do a separate video on this as well. I'm going to get some of my closer friends to run through this with me as well. Repeatable framework without the hard sell tactics. And this can also work in the DMs. If you don't want to hop on sales calls, you can also do this in the DMs. This is going to maximize the amount of people that you can close. But like I said, sales calls are just a natural extension of the relationship that you've already built through your content, through your middle funnel and your top of funnel content. People should already know who you are, they already know what your offer is, and they're already confident that you can get them results by the time they get to the call. So it's just a mutual agreement to move forwards. That's all a sales call is. Fucking hell, before the recording had stopped then, I was stressing. And then the flywheel. This is a little bonus I like to throw in. This is a feedback loop where we can continuously iterate on our program, our content, our ads, everything we can possibly make, sales and marketing. Feedback loop incorporates all of the feedback that we get from sales calls, from client meetings, from content performance, that we can reintegrate back into our short form content, our lead magnets, our ads, etc. Constantly refining the entire system. You can't just make a program and set up a marketing system and leave it and expect it to perform for the next 5 years. You need to constantly iterate on everything you do. So we want to track in a Google Sheet. We've got templates for this in CreatorX. DM conversations, sales calls, client feedback, audience feedback, content performance. Monitor what's working, monitor what's not. Monitor the questions that are popping up every 5 minutes. How can you answer them quicker? How can you make people more confident? How can you make people more qualified quicker? This way, your entire content ecosystem stays dynamic, relevant, and ever improving. They're going to be seeing new testimonials, new hooks, new refined offers every 10 minutes. It's proven to deliver, and it stays up to date with the times. Now, we've just been through the entire system. I've shown you kind of how to use organic content, how to use long form content, how to build your offer. There's a lot more to cover. There is a lot more to cover, and we're going to be doing it in future videos. Don't worry. But here's the thing. If you want to skip that, and you want to skip that entire process of learning for yourself, you want to skip the guesswork, you want to skip trying to figure all this bullshit out for yourself, that's fine. Because we have an A to Z roadmap within CreatorX that shows you exactly how to get from where you are now to the point that you want to be at. Every single thing you could possibly want to know, and more than I've talked about in this video. So helping you to build out your offer, helping you to optimize your offer, helping you to optimize your middle of funnel content and structure that organic customer journey. How to build the funnels, how to build the back-end systems. I didn't even dive into that in this video. How to build the funnels, how to set up the Zapier automations. All of this stuff, there's a lot to go through. And I will educate you on this YouTube channel how to do these things. But if you want to skip that and have a to Z roadmap where I show you one-to-one on calls exactly how to set it up, every single thing that you could possibly need to have a multi-5-figure content business, or I've seen a lot of people in my life as well who have waited on the sidelines and tried to figure it all out for themselves. There are people out there who know the things that you want to learn. All you have to do is gain access to them. That is what CreatorX is. CreatorX isn't selling education. It's not me trying to sell you a course. It is simply giving you access to the systems and access to the people who can help you to implement those systems. So if you're an action taker, if you're someone that actually wants to succeed and actually wants to see results, wants to make this your full-time thing, take action. You can book in a chat with me below. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to try and sell you. If you want to implement the stuff and much more than I've talked about in this video, if you want to implement it into your business, you can book in a chat with me below. We'll plan out your 90-day roadmap to get you from where you are now to that multi-5-figure creator business and get an extra 3 to 5 high-ticket clients per month into your program. If that's something you want to do, you can go ahead and book that call in below. Make sure to subscribe because I've got a load more shit coming out on this channel. Also, Instagram, value every single day. Lots of love. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.